Buddy, how are we doing today? It's Monday. It's Mindless Motivation. It's 12 o'clock. We're doing a little lunch hour, a little Labor Day lunch hour. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. Hey, I've got a question for you. Do you ever wonder how a billionaire spends their day off? Kind of an intriguing question, isn't it? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Catanus. How do we do it? I'll tell you one thing. We're not on the back deck cooking up wieners, right? And eating them. Okay, we're not wasting time doing that. We'll get right to it. Let's talk about it. But first, let's get the show going. Welcome to Mindless Motivation. This is your most inspirational, transformational, life-changing 10, 15, 20 minutes of your day, of your week, of your month, maybe even of your entire life. We'll see what happens. I'm Nate Catanus. I'm your thought leader, life coach, motivational speaker, guru. I'm here to help you be more, do more, live more, get excited, take on the day. Okay, I'm here to help you make more money, win more business, build strong relationships that you can take advantage of, right? To hopefully get more money. And that is my promise to you today on this Mindless Motivation Monday special edition lunch hour. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. There's hundreds of thousands of people watching, tuning in. And it's Labor Day here in the US. And most people are taking the day off. Okay? Or if you're a billionaire like me, you're probably taking the day on. See what I did? A little bit of play on words there. I thought it was cool. Anyways, for today's show, I talked to another billionaire. It seemed appropriate. A billionaire entrepreneur, and he's also an adventure sports enthusiast, an extraordinaire, and guru. His name is Mason Gravley. I call him Mason Gravy Train. Just a little bit of a thing that I do sometimes. I give people nicknames that are on the show. They don't like it. They don't want to have nicknames to be made up about them, but I do it anyways because I hopefully we'll be friends after this. Anyways, he's an adventure sport guru, Mason is, and he's probably spending his Labor Day in a squirrel suit skydiving off of the Eiffel Tower or something like that. You know, something crazy, because that's what I imagine an adventure sport is. And when he's not squirrel suit diving off of the Eiffel Tower, he is also brewing non-alcoholic beer for Athletic Brewing, and which is just insane to me because, you know, on a Labor Day, people are probably out there drinking knocking a few cold ones back. You got to knock a lot of non-alcoholic beer back if you want to feel the effects. So I love that he's such an overachiever, that he's brewing this beer that makes you drink so much more of it if you want to get intoxicated. But guys, let's get right to the interview. I talked to Mason Gravley, adventure sport extraordinaire, about how does he spend his day off, and what are some ideas that you guys might want to consider if you are, trying to become a billionaire like we are. Let's get right into this interview with Mason. Have you ever tried kayaking up a mountain?
No.
What is an adventure sport?
Adventure sport is really any sport that happens in the outdoors.
What's great about sport is winning. The opportunity to make people understand that you're better than they are in athletics is a fantastic thing. So I think it's a noble cause.
Win against yourself, for sure. You can't win against Mother Nature. She's pretty dominant.
You know, maybe you haven't tried hard enough.
Well, I do the Adventure Sports podcast. I'm kind of on the side, but my day job is with Athletic Brewing. I'm drinking one of our beers right here. Yeah, it's non-alcoholic craft beer.
Non-alcoholic beer. I guess what happened? You guys forget to put it in, or?
And it's for folks who enjoy sports, who enjoy living an active, healthy, modern life.
So you'd really just need to make sure that you're pairing that beer with shots of whiskey or tequila.
Or you could drink like 8 gallons of this and you could get the effect of a beer or two. But I don't think that's humanly possible.
And I usually say nothing is impossible.
You know what? I totally, you're a motivational speaker. So I forgot that that's kind of your thing. Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. That's a mindset that we like to sort of really transform and change in order to help people face those fears, even if your fear is a beer-based fear, or maybe it's a bear-based fear, or maybe it's a fear of bears drinking beer, and that's your fear. Yeah. It's a fear of being bare naked in front of a bear drinking beer, as long as it rhymes. Wow. But that's the mindset that we really want to shift in order to face our fears, because nothing is impossible. And in fact, that's a word. Impossible is a word that I wish it never existed. I think it should be stricken from the dictionary, completely taken out, so that nobody even acknowledges that there's even a possibility of the impossible. The idea that somebody can't drink 80 gallons of beer in one sitting in perhaps a 5-minute period of time. Has it been done? Maybe not. Nothing's impossible.
Impossible is not real.
Right. Exactly. It's not a real word. I mean, at least not in my dictionary. It's not. Metaphorically speaking. What an inspirational, motivational, life-transforming interview that was with Mason Gravley. Mason, thank you so much. You got to check them out. Athletic Brewing, they make non-alcoholic beer. So you're going to have to drink a lot of it. But I've heard it's very delicious, and I'm going to be cracking a few of those open while I start my grind today here on the Labor Day weekend. Now, you guys are wondering, hey, what's the show about? Hey, it's how do billionaires spend their days off? So billionaires like Mason, they're out there kayaking down canoes, brewing beer that doesn't have alcohol in it. I have a few things that I want to share with you guys, because I, of course, surveyed. I reached out to my other billionaire friends. Jeff Bezos, reached out to him, had a quick conversation before the show. I asked Bill Gates. I asked Elon, we call him, just for short. And I asked a few of my billionaire friends, what do you guys do to spend your days off? On your days off. And as a billionaire, we're different, right? We do things a little bit differently. That's how we made all the money, right? And here's what they said. The top 3 answers, I'm going to give them to you straight. Number 1 is count your money, which makes sense, because if you're like me, right, it's going to take all day. It's going to take probably all day to count to $1 billion. That's a lot. That's a high number to count to. If you've never counted to $1 billion before, it takes probably 4 to 5 hours. And that's a long time. So that's something that you could do if you're a billionaire. And if you're wondering, what do billionaires do? We count our money. It's something that we do on our days off. The second thing you could do, I was surprised that Bezos came with this one. He does cook hot dogs. I thought that we were not going to be cooking any wieners, but he said cook hot dogs, but they better be the gourmet kind. Okay. He said that he won't eat a hot dog unless it's at least $9 or more. So that's something to consider, is you can eat hot dogs. They just have to be very expensive, right? Because it would be embarrassing if we cooked and ate the cheaper hot dogs, right? So, something a little bit, more expensive than a ballpark, probably. Okay? So that's number 2. The third thing is, and this is one of mine, okay? This isn't from the other billionaire friends. This is something that I do. That is, post pictures of yourself on a tropical island with really hot people to make people think that you are taking a day off, but you're really back in the office grinding and hustling. All right? A little bit of a Jedi mind trick from a billionaire standpoint. Okay, that's something that you could do to, kind of have that presence out there, really, really get people thinking like, wow, that guy is such a billionaire. He's out there with hot people, jet skiing around in Hawaii. But at the same time, you're grinding, you're moving it forward, you're achieving more, you're doing more, you're being more, and people can't even keep up with that, right? So that's the third thing you can do, guys. So there's 3 things that you can do as a billionaire to spend your day off, to take your day off. While everybody else is taking the day off, you're taking the day on, okay? And it's exciting stuff. We'll be right back after this little commercial break. How do you unlock your unstoppable? Well, you start by recognizing that it's you and only you getting in your way. And then you say to yourself, I will make a change. I will buy Nate's book. I will buy Nate's workshop and anything else that he comes up with to sell me, because the cost of doing nothing, well, monetarily it's less to do nothing, but in many ways it's more, because the cost of doing the course, my workshop, and my book is costly, but it's not as costly as not following your dreams. So don't not follow your dreams. Do buy my workshop. Unlock your unstoppable, and we'll see you on the other side. All right. Shameless self-promotion, so exciting, so fun. Always love it when people shamelessly self-promote themselves, and you're welcome. You're welcome for that. Please buy everything that I have to sell to you. Okay, that would be great. That's how I make the billions. How do you think the billions show up into my bank account? It's because I sell lots of stuff. And you got to make the ask, okay? So, hey guys, how am I spending my day off as a billionaire? Counting my money, cooking really expensive hot dogs, right? To make me feel better about myself. And then number 3, I'm posting pictures of myself on tropical islands with really, really hot people. We got a really great comment here from A. Woolley. She says, 90% of people on their deathbed say they wish they worked more and spent less time with the people that they love. Ashley, I think you're probably reading my book. That's a quote right out of my book. How to Achieve More. The book's called, I don't know if you've read it, you probably have. I'm sure that you have. Thousands of hundreds of millions have. I'm a future New York Times selling author. The book's called How to Achieve More and Lose Friends Along the Way. And completely alienate your family. You can pick that up at a Barnes & Noble if you're looking. Love that quote. Thank you so much for sharing that quote from the book. 90% of people on their deathbed say they wish they worked more and spent less time with the people that they love. So powerful. Guys, grinding, hustling, always. If you're a billionaire like myself, you got to grind. You got to hustle. While people are taking the day off, you're taking the day on. God, I love that. You know what? I always love finishing it up with a quote of the day, quote of the week, quote of the year. Here's the big quote, guys. Small wins turn into big wins, turn into jet skiing in Maui with hot people. That's your quote for today's Labor Day mindless motivation. I know it's getting you pumped. I know that you guys want to get out there, take on the day, to make more, to be more, to achieve more, okay? Don't worry about spending quality time with people you love, right? Like, this gets in the way of whatever it is that your dad wants you to do. And that's the most important thing. Remember what your dad wants you to do. Guys, I'm so excited. Today's mindless motivation was amazing. Thank you, Mason Gravy Train, for joining. Check him out at Athletic Brewing. Look up at the sky. He's probably flying down, skydiving in a squirrel suit. He might just show up in your backyard. You never know, okay? But guys, let's do this. That's the end of the show. Thank you so much. Let's go take on the day.